Welcome to the United Way Difference, featuring Oshkosh area United Way agencies and events. Your host for the United Way Difference is Executive Director Sue Ponick.
Hi, and welcome to United Way Difference. I'm Sue Ponick from United Way, and my guests today are Molly Butz and I almost said the wrong name, and Amy Albright, and they're both very instrumental in making things happen here at the YMCA here in Oshkosh. And we're just going to talk about some of their programs and some of the successes that they've seen and some upcoming events so that you can learn a little bit more about the Y. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us.
I'm looking forward to this conversation, and I don't want it to be an interview. I want it to be a conversation. So I know that the two of you are like me with a gift for gab, and this will go along very smoothly. I should say swimmingly, because that would be something that the Y does.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, you know, how long has the Y been in this community?
So, the Y has been here. The Y nationally has been around for, over 150 years.
Yeah.
In our community since the 1900s, we have there are ties to the Y, but our downtown YMCA was built in 1962. So, we've been here since the 60s with actual facilities. 20th Avenue was built about 14 years ago.
Mm-hmm. God, is that already that long?
I know. And
wow.
So, we have plans to hopefully do some fun stuff downtown and working on fundraising for that. So, very strong presence here in Oshkosh.
Yeah. You mentioned the two facilities. How long, when was that master plan to do that? I mean,
so when basically before 20th was built, there was a big push. Oshkosh wanted an ice arena. Oshkosh wanted indoor soccer. Our downtown Y was not serving the needs of the community because we were just bursting at the seams. We knew everything, on the west side was building up, lots of families, lots of kids. So basically the Y said we needed to do something. And really the community came together and said, let's collaborate on this. And so the ICE people and the soccer people, the community foundation got involved and really said, let's collaborate and do one project versus going out to fundraise for this and fundraise for that. So we're the only Y in the country that has indoor ice and indoor soccer. So
that's really cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Now, something else though, United Ways don't like to fund things that duplicate. So you do different programming at both sites, right?
Absolutely. And
do you want to talk
some,
about?
And some overlap, like.
You have to.
Yeah, absolutely. But yes, both buildings are super busy, and there's a lot of right now. Just in our active older adults program, we have our full-time manager who has to actually split his time in between both facilities, just because that program is so busy, and and we've been adding so much more out at 20th that. His time really has to be split to manage both buildings, which I think is really unique to Oshkosh as well, because not all communities are fortunate enough to have two Ys, and then so we are. Everybody always asks that when they find out that you work at the Y, or they say, well, which one do you work at? And I always say we're one.
Right.
We work at both. My office happens to be downtown, but we're all one facility. So I think Oshkosh is so lucky to have both. But yeah, we all do kind of have to spread our time.
But like you have rock climbing at 20th,
right.
But you're not going to do rock climbing downtown.
Nope.
And what does downtown then have that maybe you're not going to be doing out at 20th?
So downtown, we have racquetball, which is, I think, is the lost sport. That was
I
so
agree.
big in the 80s, and it kind of fell off. But even for kids, it's so fun, and we have all the equipment there, so it's free if you're a member, or you can come in on a day pass. And we have 8 courts. It's crazy. So we have racquetball. I think we're the only place in Oshkosh that has racquetball.
Well, you used to, there were times when you'd have tournaments and people from Kenosha and from all over would come for tournaments. And maybe you're still doing them.
And
I
we
just
do
don't
a
hang
little
out
bit,
with those
but
people
it's just
anymore.
exactly.
Or they've gotten too old to play. I'm not sure.
And we still have a little bit, but it's fallen off. So it's kind of, I think, a fun thing to talk to kids about and say, Lester actually at our Y has been teaching kids that come over from the Boys and Girls Club, and we do a lot of collaboration with the downtown Y with the Boys and Girls
Yeah.
Club. Just our locations are so prime for that. So actually, we're starting middle school dance nights again in collaboration with the Boys and Girls Club.
Okay, so do the boys still stand on one side and girls still
Oh,
stand
we'll
on
see.
the other?
We'll see.
Okay.
The first one is actually tonight. But so the first one will be at the Boys and Girls Club, and then the second one will be at the Downtown Y. But staff will come together from both organizations to staff it, find volunteers, make it all work. So I mean, they have a DJ basketball tournament. They're doing raffles. It's just fun.
Right.
Middle school type stuff. So I would say downtown is it's thriving, but that's a big piece of our business. There is kids, families. We do have a lot of active older adults that come in. We do lots of programming, lots of fitness. Our pools are super busy. So it's
Well, you do this program. Well, before we get into that program, let's talk a little bit about how does somebody get involved first, because I know we've got a couple of things that we're going to put up on the screen, but people are listening on the radio now,
Right.
so you're going to have to talk about
well,
what's
yes.
on the screen so that they don't have this dead air time, okay? And talking is a problem for both of you. Yeah, okay. So if somebody
how
wants
much
to
time
get,
do we have today? We
Yeah,
can
let's
keep
get
this going.
we probably only have 20 more minutes, but so if somebody wants to get involved and active at the Y, what are some of the things that they might do? I mean, I might be a little apprehensive. Maybe I'm not in the best shape, and going to the Y for me might be a little threatening. So how do I bridge that gap? How do I make that first step? What's the deal?
As far as membership goes to get,
Yeah.
okay, so if
Or even
you-
just finding out.
Yeah, absolutely. So come on in. It's great. We give tours all the time. I mean, our Y is always busy with tours and
I know
new
they
people
come into my
and
class.
yes. So getting a tour and kind of finding out what works for you, what makes you feel good. Talking with one of our fitness professionals about, what classes they would advise for you, or what program, or how to start, or and I think those of us who are there and available to help, I think we're pretty honest. I had somebody actually last week who was trying a particular class, and I didn't feel it was a good fit, so I transitioned her to somebody else that I thought could give her a better workout, and that was just so we're always there to help. And she hadn't been to the Y in like 20 years, and so it was again bridging that gap from what she remembers doing 20 years ago, and then obviously her body wasn't ready for that now. So we were just trying to make it an appropriate fit. So there's always somebody to help, which is great. Our schedules are available like right away when you walk in the front desk. Somebody can always help explain that. But membership is obviously a great way to get started. It gives you access to both Ys. It gives you access to all of our classes and things like that. But membership, I think, is what people think of when they think of the Y. But there are other ways that people can get involved too. If you're just passionate about health and wellness, or you think the Y is as great as we think it is, there's
Okay, but
other ways.
Before you go there,
Yeah.
I want to ask you about membership, because sometimes I'll check in before I teach my class, and there'll be somebody coming in from another Y. So how does that work? So if you buy a Y membership, can you use it anywhere?
So we have a reciprocating policy with all of the YMCA's in Wisconsin.
Okay.
So once you're a YMCA member at the Oshkosh Y, you can use Fond du Lac, YMCA of the Fox Cities, Green Bay, any of the YMCA's around interchangeably. In addition to that, there's also a program called Away, which is always welcome at a YMCA. And that is nationwide.
I like
Yeah. So the only places we found that it doesn't apply are touristy type places.
Okay.
For example, we had a member go to Hawaii. Now, I asked the member why he was at the Y when he was at Hawaii. In Hawaii, I'm
Was
like,
it raining?
yeah, I'm like, okay, there's the beach, okay, but so they will charge you typically a reduced rate on their day pass.
Okay.
But that's how they make their money. So some of those areas, there's maybe a little bit of stipulations, but in general, once you're a Y member, you can use it wherever.
Okay.
We have lots of people, especially in the Fox Cities, who maybe the husband works in Neenah, but the family lives in Oshkosh. They're Oshkosh members, but he might use the Neenah Y even daily.
Right.
We just ask that people join, the Y in their community and then kind of go that way. One thing I wanted to mention about membership and kind of barriers is and I think you would be a big proponent of this, is the buddy system, right? So find a friend who is interested, take a tour together and see what things, I mean, working out with a friend, and whether it's walking on the track, whether it's taking a class, whether it's jumping on a treadmill, is so much more fun with a friend, and it holds you more accountable. The other thing I was going to mention is people always think that everybody at the Y is going to be just fit and perfect and dressed in little workout clothes, and that could not be farther from the truth. We have people from ages 14 to 94 in our lifestyle centers, and every shape, size, everything in between. So I think sometimes people just in their mind, they have barriers and think, I'm not fit, I can't go. And we certainly have every body type, every personality type. We have everybody. So
Yeah, great. Okay, let's get back to being passionate about the Y, because I can tell that you're not very passionate about the Y. If somebody does want to get involved, and we talked about membership, and that's really a big piece of what you do, but somebody has to make sure that everything's in order for membership to be thriving, because if there's not good programming, if there's not a good vision for the organization, why would I want to be involved?
yes.
So what are other ways that people can get involved?
Well, we are always hiring, which is, the Y is a great place to work. It's positive. There's positive people. I always say everybody chooses to come to the Y, which is the best part of working there, is because everybody made a conscious choice to want to come there and be there. So everybody's happy to be there because they made the decision to come. So we always have positions available, front desk, reception type area. We always have instructors, a need for instructors. So, if that is a passion and you've always wanted to teach older adults, younger adults, we're always looking, and we're always looking for referees and volunteer coaches, all of those things as well. And it's fun to get involved that way. It's a really great place to work.
Yes.
Even if you just work a couple hours a week, it's just a great place.
So we were talking about employment, but you were also talking about you don't have to be employed. You can be a volunteer
Absolutely.
referee or a kid's or your son's or daughter's coach.
Yep.
Do you want to talk a little bit about boards and committees? Because we kind of mentioned the vision for the organization. Who sets that?
So, we're governed by a board of directors, and that is a group of volunteers who, community leaders, people who are passionate about the Y and what we do. Then we also have, going down from their committees, so a membership committee, finance committee, so anybody who has passion for any part of a working organization, we probably have a spot for you on that. We also have special events. So coming up, we have the turkey trot, which I know we'll talk about. But big need for volunteers there. Special events are golf outing. We have a wine tasting event. We have just amazing opportunities for volunteers. Working Waterfest, everything from a one-time thing to volunteering once a week kind of thing.
And that's good because, you can I can't give a lot of time, but I can do this one thing, and that's
Exactly.
great. Or I can give a lot of time and I want to be on a committee.
Exactly.
So quick, before we go to break, tell me a success story.
Okay, so I want to talk
Yeah.
about Carol, who, this is my favorite one, and she is, the best way to say it is she started off coming to the Y using a walker,
Okay.
and she now rides her bike to the Y.
Yay.
She's lost, I believe, every week it goes up. So,
Goes down.
if she's, goes down, the number goes up, her weight goes down. But, so if she's watching right now, I'm probably misquoting the number, but it's something like 165 pounds.
Wow.
And she needed knee replacement. Her doctor said she could not do it. She was not a candidate because of everything. And she lost the weight at the Y on her own in our water classes. Just an amazing, amazing woman. And she will tell you, if anybody wants to know her story, all they have to do is email or call me at the Y, and I'll set you up with Carol, because she will let
Okay,
you know.
I want to talk a little bit more about Carol
Yeah.
when we come back,
Yeah.
but we're going to take a quick break, so stay tuned. You have to hear the end of Carol's story.
Do.
Whenever we deny or embrace for worse or for better, we belong, we belong, we belong, we belong.
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people, connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
This year, United Way worked to ensure quality childcare for over 6,500 children in Kansas City. To do so, we coordinated the efforts of 95 providers, 11 partners, and 8 different funders. We helped thousands of families in 8 different counties. But the number of centers and services doesn't really matter. What matters are the children now with a chance and families now with a future.
Hi, welcome back. Today we're talking with Amy Albright and Molly Butz from the Oshkosh YMCA. And what we're talking about, when we left for break, we were talking about Carol and this great story that they have, a real success story. So Amy's going to give you a little background in case you missed it, and then finish the rest of the story.
So Carol, like I said, she started coming to the Y using a walker and was very overweight. Fast forward about 1.5 years, so this wasn't an overnight thing.
But she needed to have her knees done. That was important.
She needed to have her knees done, and she needed to lose the weight. Her doctor said he could not do the surgery without it. And she loves to dance. And so this was a big thing for her. And so she now rides her bike to the Y, which is, I just think, amazing when you think of having used a walker. And she's actually teaching a fitness class, so talk about kind of coming full circle.
Yeah.
It's called Rock and Roll Water Aerobics, and she loves music and loves it.
So anyone that goes to her class now knows who Carol is.
Yes.
That we're talking about. Okay.
And she would share her story. She's very open. She did it all on her own with healthy eating. Coming to the Y, she's lost about 165 pounds or more at this point, and just a true success story. And she's really an inspiration to everybody at the Y. Just seeing her come in every day. I mean, she's just has so much energy. She's so just very inspirational.
So did she have her knees done?
She had her knees done, and now she is karaokeing, line dancing,
And teaching water.
teaching water aerobics. I mean, she's just, yeah. But the whole riding her bike thing is the thing that just blows me away. It's, if you think, sometimes people think I could never do that, and I'm sure she thought that at some point, and here she is. So
How cool is
pretty
that?
amazing, yeah.
Well, you both know that one of the things that United Way really wants to support is the families and bringing families together. With your motto, strong kids, you have to help me here.
So strong kids, strong families, strong communities.
Thank you very much.
Development, healthy living, social responsibility.
Right. So when
We got a
families
lot of
come
mottos.
to the, yeah, I know you do. But that's okay. They're all good. When families come, what are some of the things that they're doing? And what are some of the things they can do and they maybe don't know they can do?
Right. Well, I think one of the neatest part, the best parts of a Y membership is that there's a place for your kids to go while you're working out. Because as a working mom or whatever, moms and dads need a place for their kids to go so that they can have that me time, right? And we know that just 30 minutes a day can make a huge difference to our overall health and longevity and all of that stuff. But for 30 minutes, if you have small kids, that can seem like a never-ending battle. And what do you do? And so the great thing is that your kids can have fun while you're working out, in our drop-in day, centers or prime time. So I think that is one of the coolest things, is that when mom and dad go to work out, your kids can come with you. And when you think about the long-term effects of your kids knowing that every day they go to the Y because mom and dad are exercising, and psychologically what that produces for them
That
as
role modeling.
teenagers.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think just the long-term effect that has on families is amazing.
But do you have activities where families can do stuff
Yeah,
together?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Because, I like the fact that I can have my me time, but I want to be able to be with them too sometimes.
Yeah.
So how would that,
Well, I'm just thinking about our New Year's Eve party and what a huge party that is for families to come together on New Year's Eve and, hang out at the Y, or our mother-son dances, father-daughter dances. And
we do a monthly family night, so the New Year's Eve one is kind of the bonus family night.
Oh, okay.
And that's the balloon drop, and I mean, that's a big deal. It's always free to members, and if you're not a member of the Y, it's $5 for your entire family.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh, wow.
I mean, just completely affordable, access to everything, the skating with skate rental,
So that's at
swimming,
20th.
bounce house, that's always at 20th
Right.
family night.
Well, you need a big space.
You need a big space. And so that's once a month. Those are all on our website. You can find those. And the New Year's Eve one is a blast. I mean, they get the party hats, and it's
The noisemakers.
and we do it at 8 o'clock. We don't do, we don't wait till midnight for the big whatever, because the kids are, little. But then we also, as we were kind of talking off camera, our dive-in movie night.
Yeah.
That's at the Downtown Y. And that's where we show a movie on a big screen. So we set up the big screen in the 3-foot pool, put all the floaties in, and, it's usually a Disney movie or a popular kids movie. And so families really, really like that.
Okay, because it's up on the screen right now, I'm going to interrupt just for a second. Let's talk about that family engagement and some of the pillars of health that we've got showing up there.
yeah, actually, October is actually Family Health Month.
Yay.
Which is, very fun. So the YMCA has what's called the Pillars of Health, and it's actually, if you look at October, there's actually a monthly calendar that the Y we put out a couple years ago, even, that people can still use, that every day it just asks families to get engaged in one of those pillars of health. And so the YMCA has, with October being Family Health Month, put together 5 ways that families can be healthier together, kind of getting started in October, hoping that, of course, it moves into the rest of the year. But that is Eat Healthy. So on that calendar, or throughout the year, we encourage families to grow their own garden, or utilize our bus that we have that comes to the Y, the fresh produce bus. Look at recipes together, figure out meals, planning meals together, prepping meals together, all of those things. The second one is Play Every Day. So are you getting outside? Are you taking walks? Are you staying active?
And families can do walks and those kinds of things together. I mean, we've got some great walking trails too. I mean, if
Absolutely.
it's bad weather, they can come to the Y and walk the track and
Absolutely.
stuff. But if it's beautiful out, why are you in a building?
Yep.
It's sort of like the
Yep.
person you talked about. Why is the guy in Hawaii
Yep.
at the Y?
Yeah.
But
And I just want to get to Hawaii. So what do I do?
And this calendar, actually, what we put together for families, it is active play, but some of the things on there, I think we have, pick up a new card game or a board game, and
Right.
I think it's just engagement. So get together, so that social responsibility that we talk about, and doing things together, being active together, go outside, we said that, and then sleep well. So making sure that everybody's getting to bed on time, getting a good night's sleep, having the exercise to make sure that they're getting a good night's sleep. They all kind of intertwine, but October is National Family Health Month. Those are the 5 pillars that we focus on for the Y, and it's just it's a great thing to try to think about each day.
really, it is. It's and I need to pick up one of those calendars because I don't know that I've seen it. And I know that you guys are active in the Way to the Fox Valley initiative too, and that would be a great piece to share with them if you haven't already done that.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you mentioned Dan and splitting his time in the seniors program. How big is your seniors program, and how important is it for seniors to be staying fit and healthy and active?
Yeah, well, I think I just submitted our 2016 numbers last week for projection of, and right now we have, I believe, 15 to 20 classes each week to cover both facilities for just our active older adults. So that's 55 and over. Some of those people are on insurance plans that cover membership, and I just really encourage anyone who's on a Medicare supplement to contact that supplement. There are a lot of them that will actually pay you to come and work out, because it's such a benefit to them to have their enrollees healthy. So contact your, especially Humana Network Health Plan. They pay you to come. They pay you to come and work out. So yeah, it's great. It's great. We've added a ton a ton of classes. You know, I think outside the box classes, we've added senior Pilates, senior yoga, senior cycling, you know, dancing, ballroom dancing, line dance. I mean, just a variety of different things. And then we have our big senior events each year too. So the end of September is always Active Aging Week. That's a world wide event. So it's sponsored by the International Council on Active Aging and all active aging type organizations that fall under that. And we put together a really jam-packed schedule downtown and 20th, and it's open to anybody. You don't have to be
And free.
and free.
Okay. You know, I was telling somebody yesterday that he was saying how much he benefits by coming to the Y. And he's in his 80s, and he said that I look at other people who are my age, and they're walking with canes and doing other things, and sometimes that happens, you know,
Yep.
we understand that. But sometimes it's because people haven't stayed active and really don't have the muscle mass and those kinds of things. So I was telling him about watching TV one time on PBS, and they had a story about the need to remain active, especially for seniors. They showed a woman coming in with a cane into this community center where they were doing these programs, and she started doing simple weightlifting, chair weightlifting basically, where she would sit in a chair and they would maybe put on an ankle weight. First she was just lifting her leg without the ankle weight, and then they'd add the ankle weight, and they'd give her small weights and stuff. And they showed her 6 weeks later and how this cane was gone. She was walking down the stairs without the cane. 6 weeks later, she was coming up the stairs, almost jogging up these stairs. But then something happened, and she couldn't come. And within 6 weeks, the difference, she was back to using the cane again.
Right.
But she came back, which was, to me, a really good story. But just the muscle mass that she had lost in that short period of time. So it's so important to keep using it.
It is. It is.
Yeah. And the other piece is the social. I mean,
Yes.
we have, we have pickleball that goes on, and that I will tell you.
Do you play pickleball?
I have not played,
Okay,
but we have.
not either.
I have it.
but
Super fun.
It looks really fun. And one thing we were talking about is just how, as you age, you lose the opportunities to compete. And for a lot of people, they were in sports in high school, college, or they did leagues. You're in your 20s and 30s, you might still be in a volleyball league, you might be in a whatever. Fast forward, your kids get in that stuff, you might fall off of it, and it's like you don't lose that want or need to compete.
Yeah.
So by having that, and we have some competitive people, but we also have people that are just doing it for fun. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, we've only got 2 minutes left, and I knew this would happen. We come down to the wire, and we didn't get everything in. So you have some things that are coming up, some programs that are coming up that you wanted to promote, and this is a good time to do it. So something to do with the turkey?
I don't know, Thanksgiving morning, it's
Maybe.
a kind of a big deal. Molly?
Yeah, so the 2015 Festival Foods Turkey Trot will happen on Thanksgiving morning again in downtown Oshkosh. It's just a great way for families to come out and then burn calories before they are consumed.
Okay, I love this. And people that are driving right now or listening to the radio, you can't see this lovely picture of a turkey with these children, but it's really cool. And that's going to be Thanksgiving morning.
Yep.
Okay.
Both races, the 2 mile or the 5 mile. The 5 mile is a competitive timed race. The 2 mile is a walk. And you can also bring your dog. There's a dog jog that happens as well in the 2 mile course. So,
Okay,
yep,
we
the
gotta
whole
talk faster
family.
now.
Yep, the whole family is. Registration is available now at festivalfoodsturkeytrot.com.
Okay. And golf outing?
Golf outing is next year, so we'll be back.
Okay.
We'll
and
talk-
Whining Women's coming up?
Whining Women, June and July, so just call me if you're interested.
And did we talk about Strong Moms?
Strong Moms is amazing. Strong Moms is sponsored by the Oshkosh Area Community Foundation's Women's Fund, and a program free for all moms in our community.
What do they do there?
Programs. So every, like tonight
like-
is actually yoga.
Oh.
So it's different every time.
Oh,
So
okay.
this happens next month is a card making.
Oh, so it's not an event, it's a regular thing.
Yep, it's
Okay.
a monthly scheduled event, and we provide free childcare, free dinner, and a program for the moms. And the moms meet in September to kind of set the schedule for the year, which is kind of cool. They'll say, we want to hear from, about essential oils. We want to
Okay.
hear about scrapbooking. It can be anything. So
Okay, and
very
if
cool.
somebody wants more information on the Y?
Come see us, come take a tour, OshkoshYMCA.org, give us a call. We're here.
Well, thanks, guys. It was really
Thank
great
you.
having you. And thanks for watching our program.
God, that flew.